Hello, movie newscast family, and welcome back to the channel. In the past 24 hours, we've received the heartbreaking news of the loss of some truly remarkable individuals. Today's episode is a tribute to their incredible legacies. Firstly, Liam Payne, One Direction star, dead at 31. Fell from hotel balcony. Sources close to the situation tell TMZ. Liam Payne and his girlfriend Kate Cassidy arrived in Argentina on September 30, posting several social media posts together showing them having fun on vacation. We're told she left Argentina on the 14th. Liam stayed behind and checked into the Casa Sur Palermo hotel. We're told someone at the hotel called 911 to report an aggressive male at the hotel today, which lines up with what witnesses told us about Liam's behavior in the lobby. Liam Payne is dead after a fall from his hotel balcony in Argentina, TMZ has learned. The former One Direction singer died Wednesday evening. Several witnesses at the hotel where he was staying in Buenos Aires tell us Liam fell from his room on the third floor of the Casa Sur Palermo hotel. We do not know if it was intentional or accidental. TMZ has seen a photo showing Liam's body on the deck at the hotel with tables and chairs nearby. You can clearly see his tattoos, a clock on his left forearm, and a scorpion on his abdomen, which helped us confirm early reports from witnesses. We're told this happened shortly after 5 p.m. in Buenos Aires, and that Liam had been acting erratic in the hotel lobby earlier. He smashed his laptop and had to be carried back to his room. Police and other first responders are all around the hotel now, and authorities have put up a red tent over the body as they begin their investigation into Liam's death. He had been in Argentina recently for a Niall Horan concert earlier in the month, and the 1D bandmates actually reunited at the show. Liam was only 16 years old when he joined One Direction, and the group became the biggest boy band in the world after their 2010 launch on The X Factor. The band ultimately broke up in 2015, and he was considered one of their main songwriters. As we reported, Liam revealed in June 2021 that he struggled with alcohol and prescription drug addictions at one point when One Direction was on tour, and things got so bad he had severe suicidal thoughts. Earlier this week, there were reports about Liam's ex-fiancée Maya Henry alleging he'd left her after asking her to get an abortion. Her attorneys had been trying to send him a cease and desist letter to stop contacting her. Brownsville K. dead at 52. Wife Mimi Valdez posts touching tribute. Ka, the Brooklyn-bred rapper with a penchant for letting his elaborate cinematic noir albums do the talking for him, not public engagements, died suddenly over the weekend. On Monday, his IG account broke the bombshell news he died on October 12 in NYC, the place where he dedicated his livelihood. He is survived by his wife, mother, and sister. No cause of death has been revealed. Ka just released his most recent album, The Thief Next to Jesus, a few weeks ago, in September. As a 20-year man of the New York Fire Department, Ka was also remembered as a 9/11's first responder who eventually rose to the rank of captain. Ka's wife, media exec Mimi Valdez, posted a touching tribute, promising to see him on the other side eventually. He was 52. Rest in peace. Daniel Ho dies. Station 19 producer was 45. Daniel Dan Ho, a physician who wrote for ABC's Station 19, died October 11. He was 45. Ho's passing was confirmed by his manager Rob Golenberg. Ho joined the CBS Diversity Writing Program and in 2016 secured his first staffing job on the network's Pure Genius from Jason Katims and Sarah Watson. In 2020, he joined ABC's Station 19, where he rose to the title of producer in its final season. Born and raised in Potomac, Maryland, Ho spent time with the FBI before attending medical school at Vanderbilt University in Nashville, TN. Though he thrived in medicine, he always tried to nurture his creative side and ended up transitioning to journalism by becoming a TV reporter in rural Kentucky. Driven by a passion for people and social justice, Ho embarked on global humanitarian missions. A trip to Mexico City, with El Pozo de Villa sparked his activism against human trafficking. He and his wife, Deborah, also campaigned for international human rights. Ho's resilience was tested when he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma shortly after becoming a father. That's when he found renewed purpose in storytelling and began his work in TV. On days or weekends when he wasn't writing for Station 19, Ho served as an ER physician at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where his compassionate care touched patients from all walks of life. His medical expertise was matched by his unwavering empathy, making him a beloved figure among colleagues and patients alike. Ho is survived by his wife, Deborah, his son, Dylan, his parents, and a brother. Ho was not only a client, but a friend for many years to his manager, Golenberg, and his agent, Cindy Mintz of the Kaplan-Stoller Agency. Arlene Winnick, veteran publicist for Digny & Co., dies at 77. Arlene Winnick, a veteran publicist in Hollywood for over 30 years and an integral part of Solters and Digny and its successor Digny & Co. Public Relations, died in Beverly Hills on October 1 from an extended illness. A native of Great Neck, NY, Winnick helped pioneer marketing and publicity campaigns for one of the first big genres in the emerging home video industry, which featured exercise tapes starring Richard Simmons, Jane Fonda, and one of Winnick's most successful fitness bestsellers, headlined by Zoza Gaber. Over a long period, Winnick also worked as a PR consultant with numerous independent PR firms and with Digny on many of its showbiz accounts, including Universal Studios Hollywood, Madame Tussauds Hollywood and Las Vegas, Warner Bros., Studio Tour, the Carousel of Hope Gala, TCL Chinese Theaters Hollywood, and Ripley's Believe It or Not. Some of her final collaborations include handprint footprint ceremonies at the TCL Chinese Theater for James Cameron and John Landau, Japanese superstar Yoshiki, Keanu Reeves, and the cast of Avengers. She is predeceased by her partner of 20 years, Richard Schulenberg, and survived by her sons, John and Andrew Gladstone, brother Larry Beer, daughter-in-law Leslie, and stepdaughters, Katie and Amy with her husband Chris, as well as her grandchildren, Jacob, Talia, Harper, Lucy, Eleanor, Callan, and Pono. Tony Vaz, actor and creator of the NAACP Image Awards, dies at 101. Tony Vaz, an actor and activist who created the NAACP Image Awards, died on October 4 in Woodland Hills, Calif. She was 101. Vaz's parents immigrated to the U.S. from Barbados, and she was one of 4 siblings raised in New York City in the 1950s. Her mother did not allow her to watch movies. However, upon coming of age, Vaz moved to Hollywood, where she was cast as an extra in the 1959 film Tarzan, the Ape Man. She performed a scene opposite MGM's Leo the Lion. After appearing in front of the camera for the first time, Vaz was cast in films like Anna Lucasta, as well as The Singing Nun, leading her to transition to stunt work, which was a first for a black woman. Vaz was a resident at the Motion Picture and Television Fund in Woodland Hills, Calif. She remained active and participated in many MPTF Studios productions, including an episode of the Behind the Silver Screen series. This episode was devoted to her career. In 2020, Vaz was featured in MPTF's Real Stories, Real Lives event with her story told by NAACP Image Award recipient Angela Bassett. Vaz also appeared in the organization's 100th anniversary promotional campaign across Los Angeles, and most recently she was approved to be honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2025. Vaz is survived by one nephew, Errol Reed, one niece, Janice Powell Bowen, and a host of grandnieces, grandnephews, great-nieces, great-nephews, godsons, family, and friends. The former U.S. ambassador to Kosovo, Tina Kadanow, died. The former ambassador of the United States of America in Kosovo, Tina Kadanow, has died. She was the first American ambassador to Kosovo after the Declaration of Independence. President Vjosa Osmani also wrote about her death. Tina was a courageous leader who played an essential role in many critical and historical events before and after the declaration of independence of Kosovo. I had the honor to work closely with her and learned a lot from her wisdom and dedication, he said. Osmani wrote in X, expressing condolences to the friends and family of the former ambassador. The role of Kadano in the process of Kosovo's state formation has also been evaluated by the chairman of PDK, Memli Krasniqi. The role and contribution of Ambassador Kadano, especially in the process of Kosovo's state formation, has been irreplaceable. With her death, the USA lost a special diplomat, and Kosovo a permanent ally, wrote Krasniqi in Facebook. Former Interior Minister Skender Hassini also wrote about her death. Prolific editor, columnist Robert Fulford, dead at 92. Lifelong journalist, broadcaster, author and editor Robert Fulford was remembered Wednesday as a prolific writer whose vibrant intellect and insatiable curiosity inspired colleagues and younger writers alike. Lifelong journalist, broadcaster, author and editor Robert Fulford was remembered Wednesday as a prolific writer whose vibrant intellect and insatiable curiosity inspired colleagues and younger writers alike. Fulford's son-in-law, Stephen Mark, the former Saturday Night editor, died Tuesday afternoon in Toronto surrounded by family. He was 92. Mark said Fulford had suffered several health setbacks in his later years, including a stroke in his late 70s and vascular dementia in the past 5 years. The essayist and formidable editor leaves behind a staggering body of work spanning 72 years that included magazine and newspaper columns, arts reviews, and books. Fulford's career took him through virtually every major Toronto media outlet, including Maclean's, the Toronto Star, CBC Radio, and National Post, and he spent nearly 20 years as editor of Saturday Night, which Marshy described as a watershed for Canadian magazines under Fulford's watch. Former colleague and friend John Fraser said Fulford's family protected his privacy as his health declined so that he would be remembered for his sharp mind and voracious intellectual appetite. He had a big public persona, and that's the persona they wanted most people to remember, said Fraser, executive chair of the National News Media Council and former Saturday Night editor. Mark, who is married to Fulford's daughter Sarah, said an unending fascination with the world also made Fulford a generous mentor to younger writers and enormously fun to talk to. He recalled visiting Fulford's home to find high school kids seeking career advice. Hall of Fame wrestling coach Bucky Macken passes away. Fargo, ND. National Wrestling Hall of Fame coach Arthur Bucky Macken, who led the North Dakota State University wrestling program for 47 seasons from 1964 to 2011, passed away Tuesday night at the age of 83. Macken's Bison teams won 4 NCAA Division I national championships in 1988, 1998, 2000, and 2001, as well as making 6 national runner-up finishes. During NDSU's Division I era, he coached 21 wrestlers to 30 NCAA Division I national championships and had 19 wrestlers compete in the Division I championships, including 6 place winners. Macken led NDSU to 17 North Central Conference titles, including a span of 9 straight from 1982 to 1990, and coached 88 NCC individual champions. Macken also successfully guided the Bison into the program's Division I era. He coached 5 Western Wrestling Conference champions and sent 5 wrestlers to the NCAA Division I championships. Macken finished his 47-year Bison career with a record of 467 wins, 157 losses, and 13 ties in dual meets. He led NDSU to 3 undefeated seasons in 1984 to 85, 1991 to 92, and 2003 to 4. A native of Canonsburg, PA, Macken was a Pennsylvania state champion during his high school career. He was a 2-time NAIA national champion at MSU Moorhead in 1962 and 1963, and also claimed the 1963 NCAA Division I Championship at 115 pounds. Inducted into the NDSU Bison Athletic Hall of Fame in 2011, Machen was also inducted into the Halls of Fame for Pennsylvania High School Wrestling, NAIA Wrestling, NCAA Division I Wrestling, the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference, and the MSU Moorhead Dragons. A celebration of life is being arranged and details will be made available at a later date. Richard Secord, retired Air Force Major General involved in Iran-Contra affair, dies. Richard V. Secord, a retired U.S. Air Force Major General who landed in the national spotlight after his involvement in the Iran-Contra affair in the 1980s, has died. The general, whose long career included service in Southeast Asia and Tehran, died at 1:10 a.m. Tuesday in Port Orange, surrounded by family, according to a news release. He was 92. Secord, who had been living in a Daytona Beach area assisted living facility, did a lengthy interview with the News Journal about his life and family that was published in August. The Ohio native was a 1955 graduate of West Point. From there, Secord opted to join the newly formed Air Force, which trained him as a pilot, first in Marianna, Florida, then at Greenville Air Force Base in Mississippi. He served as a flight instructor and, against his wishes, was sent to school to train to become a professor at the Air Force Academy, which had only started operation the year prior. To be a faculty member, you had to have a graduate degree, Secord said. So, to his surprise and chagrin, he received orders to study English at the University of Oklahoma. English was a little bit out of my reach, he told the News Journal. Another opportunity arose that did interest him. He took a secretive test. One of the questions asked whether he would, if captured, refuse to identify himself as a member of the U.S. Armed Services. He answered yes. That became his ticket into covert operations. I avoided service at the Air Force Academy by sheer luck, Secord said. Tom Donahue, titan of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, dies at 86. Thomas J. Donahue, a booming Beltway voice for business who vastly expanded the clout and wealth of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, died Monday at age 86, the Chamber announced. Donahue died at home in Northern Virginia, surrounded by loved ones, after a brief illness. Why he mattered. Donahue, a sought-after voice for business on TV in Capitol Hill, jetted the country, using his fundraising prowess to enlarge the U.S. Chamber as a formidable voice for Main Street. The Chamber's imposing, Corinthian-columned headquarters across Lafayette Park from the White House has long symbolized American business as a Washington power center. What they're saying. Suzanne P. Clark, U.S. Chamber President and CEO, who was Donahue's hand-picked successor, said in a statement to Axios that he was always optimistic. The country lost a great patriot. The business community lost a powerful champion. And I lost my mentor and one of my best friends, Clark said. For friends and family, colleagues and neighbors, businesses and charities, Tom was their phone-a-friend. If you needed something, he would help you, connect you, or advise you. Between the lines, Clark, a former small business owner and CEO, is focused on bringing the Chamber into the future and running it like a business. The backstory. Donahue took over the U.S. Chamber in 1997 after 13 years of leading the American Trucking Associations. A statement from the Chamber says, Tom was a towering figure, and across his decades-long career, his Irish toughness, combined with his genuine compassion, made him a unique and impactful voice in Washington and around the world. He gave business a seat at the table and a voice in the debate in a way it never had before. It is no exaggeration to say he resurrected the Chamber, taking the institution from good to great and from productive to powerful, and standing up for business from the nation's capital to every corner of the globe. The statement adds, visionary architect Curtis Moody, founder of Moody Nolan, dies at 73. His pioneering leadership elevated America's largest African-American-owned architecture firm to national prominence. Curtis J. Moody, a visionary architect who built one of the largest African-American-owned architecture firms in the U.S. and whose work reshaped urban landscapes across the country, passed away on Sunday at the age of 73. As the founder of Moody Nolan, his leadership and contributions to the architecture world were profound, earning him and his firm widespread recognition and setting a new standard for diversity and excellence in the field. Moody's vision, ambition, and commitment to serving underrepresented communities through design made him one of the most revered architects of his generation. His firm, Moody Nolan, was at the forefront of innovative design solutions, expanding beyond Columbus to national prominence. Libby Titus, singer who co-wrote Love Has No Pride and recorded in 1970s before marrying Steely Dan's Donald Fagen, dies at 77. Libby Titus, a singer who recorded 2 albums in the late 1960s and 70s before retiring from the music scene, later becoming the wife of Steely Dan's Donald Fagen, died Sunday at age 77. No cause of death was given. Fagen announced her death on Steely Dan's website. "My beautiful wife, Libby Titus Fagen, passed on October 13th, surrounded by family," he wrote. "Thanks for keeping us in your thoughts and for respecting our privacy at this time." Titus was the mother of singer-songwriter Amy Helm, whose father was Levin Helm, Titus' partner in the late 60s and 70s. Titus' most famous and oft-recorded song was Love Has No Pride. Co-written with Eric Cass, it was lesser known for the version she released in 1977 than from the song's plentiful covers, including recordings done in quick succession by Bonnie Raitt in 1972, Linda Ronstadt in 1973, and Tracy Nelson and Rita Coolidge in 1974. The tune has also been covered by Rod Stewart, Billy Bragg, Rita Wilson, Jane Monteith, and many others. Canadian comedian and talk show host Mike Bullard, dead at age 67. The Mississauga native was the host of 2 television talk shows, Open Mic with Mike Bullard and The Mike Bullard Show. Canadian comic and late-night talk show host Mike Bullard has died at the age of 67, confirmed Yuck Yuck's co-founder Mark Breslin. Regarded as the only person to ever host a successful Canadian late-night talk show, Bullard was the host of 2 television talk shows, Open Mic with Mike Bullard, which ran between 1997 and 2003 on CTV, and The Mike Bullard Show, which ran briefly on Global between 2003 and 2004. In 2006, he hosted a real estate show, Housecapades. He won 2 Gemini Awards for his CTV talk show. At the height of its popularity, the show had better Canadian ratings than The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and Late Show with David Letterman, according to the Canadian Communications Foundation. He was probably the best MC and host in the country. Nobody did crowd work like Mike. That was his real super strength, Breslin said. Bullard's half-brother, musician Chuck Jackson, said Bullard's family learned of his passing on Friday. Jackson says the coroner is investigating, and the exact cause of death remains unknown for now, but Bullard did have health problems. A friend found him at a residence where he was staying, and that the body was being held by authorities, Jackson says. The coroner is expected to confirm a cause of death later this week. Jackson said no funeral arrangements have been made, but a celebration of life will be held down the road when family from abroad are able to gather. But for now, the family is asking to grieve in private. The supermodel made her 4th appearance for the Victoria's Secret brand in New York, dazzling in a striking pink ensemble. Bradley Cooper's girlfriend made a much-anticipated return to the Victoria's Secret fashion show runway, but her performance fell short of fans' high expectations. Many criticize her opening walk, noting it missed key elements they expected from such a high-profile moment. Gigi Hadid opened the 2024 Victoria's Secret fashion show runway, showcasing a soft, feminine look. She wore a satin pink bodysuit with a plunging neckline. The outfit had an assembled detailing at the waist, adorned with crystal embellishments. However, the highlight of her outfit was the oversized feathered Victoria's Secret angel wings. Styled in a soaring, ethereal design, the wings created a stunning visual as they opened up gracefully toward the end of her walk. The wings on the ensemble added an almost magical touch to her appearance. Her look was completed with Rinka heels, enhancing the overall elegance. Fans quickly shared their thoughts on Gigi's appearance at the Victoria's Secret fashion show after her runway walk was shared online. One fan, touching on both Gigi and her sister Bella Hadid, who also graced the runway, commented, "There is no VS energy in both of them. Sorry." Another user, who felt something was off with Gigi's walk, wrote, "Sorry, but she is not a show opener. Zero poise or charisma." Gigi penned, "I'm so excited to do it again tomorrow, with the most incredible, dedicated, creative VS team, and with so many women I love and some I grew up watching. It is an honor." Beyond modeling, she's also established herself as a fashion entrepreneur, making a name for herself with her knitwear label, Guest in Residence, known for its emphasis on sustainability and thoughtful designs.